So, hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Leaving Footprints with your host Mita and
Ankit.
Leaving Footprints aims to be a networking knowledge base where you can get insights on various types of fields. So far, we've talked to professionals from engineering, data science, healthcare, and also creative fields like photography and radio. So without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Ankit to introduce today's awesome guest.
Thank you, Mira. So today we have Rohit Jethwani, who's an amazing dancer and artist based in India at the moment. Rohit has had an amazing journey to where he is right now, and we are so excited to speak with him. So without further ado, welcome Rohit.
Hey, thank you so much, guys. That really means a lot. Thanks so much for inviting me. Really looking forward to this conversation.
Thank you so much, Rohit, for being here. I think we can just start off with can you tell our listeners a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure, definitely. So my name is Rohit Jethwani. Performer name is Junior J2. So that's what my name on Instagram or YouTube is. Pretty much, I'm 24 years old, choreographer, dancer based in Bombay, India, and completed my education in the United States from the University of Southern California. So that was a cool experience having an education abroad, but soon realized that my dreams lie in India, and that's where I really want to be eventually. Moved back, and now this is what I do full time. I dance and choreograph full time.
That's awesome. I think it's really admirable that you are, you kind of did business and then you kind of went right into dancing. I think I read maybe you left your job and then you kind of made that change. So, was there a specific moment, or can you walk us through how that process went where you were working and you studied business and then you decided okay, no, I want to be a choreographer?
Right. So interestingly, dance was never an option as a career. It was always going to be entrepreneurship or something in the business space. And I think while I was continuing to pursue my passion for dance since the age of 4, so I've been dancing for 20 years now, so it's been a while. After college, I thought that this is just a hobby thing. You do college competitions, you go around, meet people, network people. I'm sure Ankit. We've been through college competitions together. You go through, you dance as a hobby or an extracurricular activity, but you never really imagine it to be a career for various reasons. I was passionate about 2 things. One was dance, and another one was education. I really felt that despite having a global perspective on education, where my schooling was in India, I was in Paris my freshman year of college, and I was in the United States, and then I also got a chance to go to South Africa to see what the education was like there. So pretty much saw education 4 different continents. And I just saw that there was a global problem, which was that we were not being, given skills that we actually really need for the real world. Sometimes, I feel like the way the systems are still structured today is everything has moved on life. Cars have become from something to something. Planes have become from something to something, but education has stayed the same, right? So I feel like that's what I became very passionate about, where I feel like not just, in the United States, but especially in India, where this education shift really needs to happen. So I think that's what I became very passionate about, and it became a mission to build the best university in India that provides real world skills, no assignments, no grades, none of that BS. It's only pure real life project based work, and you keep on growing and growing until you can go secure something after college. So I feel like that's what I've been passionate about. Got my first job in education in South Africa, and everything was going well, superbly well. While I was in South Africa for my first job, I requested if I could go back to LA and work with them virtually, because I still miss the dance community. I still miss dancing with my friends. I miss the college competition experience. I miss the people who were pursuing, dance as a career and hosting workshops. I miss that experience of going to workshops and attending and learning. So I requested if I could still stay close to my dance community while still working with them. It so happened that I was just so inspired by the LA dance community posting a lot of Instagram dance videos. And I think that kind of motivated me to, post Instagram dance videos as well. To my surprise, the first and the second video went viral. Went from a private account on Instagram to oh my God, there's traction from people who I don't even know, right? And I think once that started happening, simultaneously, I think it was just perfect timing. If you say so, things went down with my company, which means there was something going wrong. I was not happy with the expectations they were they had kept for myself, and like how my future was going to unfold at the company. And I
Okay.
decided to resign because I'm like, okay, cool, things are working with dance, things are going viral on social media, things are not going well in my company. And then I was just like, cool, my body can move right now. I'm going to decide to dance right now, and maybe entrepreneurship and education and building this university can be a dream once my body cannot move anymore. Like that's when I decided, cool, life is too short, can't have any regrets in life. I'm going to go give it a shot, go give it all in, whatever savings I have from my first job, put it in dance, and let's see where it goes. And yeah, this is where I am today. So that's how I think like that moment of coincidence of, things going viral on social media versus like things going down, my job really pushed me to like choose dance as a career.
Speaking about one of the things that you spoke about, some of the videos which went viral, you also had like Garv Dance, which is a company where you kind of taught people how to dance, and some of the workshops which were actually in LA as well. What coincidence? I was supposed to attend one of the workshops, and I had like everything was planned out and everything. But then one of our competitions came around the same time, so we had to fly, like because we got into one of the competitions for my team, and then we flew out that weekend. But I remember it was the boys versus girl workshop specifically, and it was one of the I think when I watched the video also, it was extremely fun choreography. So how did you get started to create like Garb dance?
So I think Garv started while I was still working with my South African company. And my best friend, she had founded Garv. So she basically just wanted to go out and compete and create a college team. She graduated from college, but then she wanted to still, be part of the Desi dance circuit in the United States. And then based on that, she made an independent team that had a mixture of students and working professionals. And we just wanted to go out and compete and do our own thing. At that point of time, she was a founder and I was just an advisor on the team, simply because I had led my USC Bollywood team and like had like two different teams. So I kind of knew like the failures that had gone through, the things that went well, and was in a position to help the team grow and build it from bottom up. So at that point, I was just an advisor. So as things progressed with time, we realized that like we don't need to be a college competition team anymore. We can transition ourselves into becoming a full-fledged company where we teach workshops and we create some epic music videos. And I think like that's what like the mission really became, where like we saw a lot of the times that a lot of dancers in the United States were heavily influenced by the Western culture, where Bollywood be now with where Bollywood now be fused with jazz, with like contemporary, with like Kathak, or like Bolly funk, Bolly fusion, Bolly jazz, Bolly heels, and Bolly Kathak and everything. And like we saw those different styles really like emerge out of the community over there. And I think those were epic. But we realized that no one is doing Bollywood. There's no authentic Bollywood happening that really happens in like India or Bombay, right? Where the heart of Bollywood really is. So we're like, we'll build a company that provides the need for authentic Bollywood dance classes, dance workshops, dance training, whatever you call it, and also like some epic videos that people would like to see what they see in Bollywood. So I feel like that's what really became a mission. We saw no one really doing that at that point of time, and then that's when we decided, cool, let's transition from becoming a college competition team to becoming a full-fledged company. And then that's when I got onboarded as a co-founder. I was still working with my company in South Africa while I was still a co-founder. So at that time I was managing both things. And then eventually, like we saw that we gained a lot of traction for Garv because people realized that, there is a filmy outlet, for them in Los Angeles that didn't really exist, because there was always a fusion of styles. There's always hip hop involved. There's always like jazz involved, which is very popular, right? And like they saw like, oh, this is pure authentic filmy Bollywood, and which is what like got people very attracted to our classes. And I think that's how we transitioned over. Boys versus girls as a workshop was a concept that came up with my co-founder, and he just said like most Bollywood movies has a character, which is a male character and a female character. And there's always some sort of jugalbandi. Jugalbandi is like some sort of fight or competition or love or romance and that always exists. So why don't we try to create the same workshop setting in a Sangeet format where it's boys versus girls? And like in Sangeet also you have like, the groom side and like the bride side and stuff. So we just create a space that allowed people to, experience that, but through a workshop setting through different characters. And we didn't expect it at all, but that video went viral. I think it's crossed 10 million views or something on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
That workshop sold out completely, and like it's still a forever favorite from there onwards. Yep. So I think like since then, Gar has always become a thing while I was in LA, and we continued running Gar while being in LA.
That's amazing. I just wanted to make a couple of comments. Like from previously we were talking about, I think it's awesome that your like the career switch was so clear to you. Like it was like, you know, you kind of realized, and it wasn't too hard for you to just kind of go pursue what you wanted to pursue. And then also I think it's amazing that you found a way kind of to do both entrepreneurship and teaching, the things that you're passionate about and that you studied, and you know now you're working for this new company where you're teaching people how to dance. Like I think that's amazing. And like it takes so much creativity to come up with these kinds of like challenges, like boys versus girls, and like putting everything together. Like I think that's awesome. But I think Ankit was going to say something.
Yeah, I think so. If you have, we'll definitely link the video which he's talking about in our description below. But also another video which I want to talk about is the evolution of Bollywood video, which you guys did, and the production value of that was extremely high. Like you guys went like with the costumes, with the areas and everything. I think I'll link that video as well. Uh, but I think kind of going to what Meera was talking about, coming up with choreography is not the easiest task. Like when I was on Zamana, my co-captain and I used to spend hours and hours just trying to figure out choreography which might look good on stage and like which might fit our team. So how do you keep your creative juices flowing for choreography?
Honestly, we are on the same boat as you. It is by far one of the hardest things to do, because I think the challenge is like despite your training and despite your background, you always have to put out something different and something new with every single video. And the challenge is the turnaround time is also so short. It's not like you're putting out a video once a month. It's like you're trying to put out a video once a week, right? Or sometimes 2. And I feel like that turnaround time is so short. So trust me, I'm on the same boat as you. It is a huge challenge. I think the two biggest things that I really do to help my creative juices flow is, one is just watch as many videos as possible, which means just watch as many dancers, not just Bollywood, but like people all across the world, whether it's like K-pop, whether it's coming from like you know the Western side of the world, whether it's hip-hop, whether it's jazz, whether it's anything, right? Anything that's dance related, watch tons of dance videos. I feel to an extent, some of these TikTok videos have also created a sense of, you know, inspiration, because they're heavy on transitions. And now you see all of a sudden people on Instagram, you know, going heavy on transitions. I feel like watching videos is the biggest thing for me. And the second thing is training. Training not just in styles that like I'm good at, but also training in styles that I have no knowledge about. Because oftentimes like I'm able to pull out, you know, instances or references or techniques from different styles and then like fuse it into this. And I think like training different forms of styles like really opens up my body to understand how, or like what ways can my body really move in. So I feel like those are two big things that I really do, which is watch videos and try to train as much as I can in like styles I really enjoy apart from Bollywood. So I think those are two big things. Yeah.
I kind of just wanted to follow that up with what's been your most favorite choreography that you've created so far?
It's
a hard question. I feel like
that's a tough question.
It's a very tough question. All choreographies are great. Watch everything. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But like, obviously there are some choreographies close to my heart, and there are some choreographies that are super hit, and there are some choreographies you know, that have not done so well. So I think there's but I feel like when you create yourself, you really enjoy the process and you really enjoy what you've done. So I would say like, do I enjoy my choreographies? Yes and no. But if I would say something extremely favorite, I would assume Ringa Ringa was something I really liked. I did that with Chinmay, the wardrobe engineer, on Instagram. I really enjoyed co-creating Chura Ke Dil Mera with Iman. I think that was a fun piece, a really fun piece. I really enjoyed a very recent one I did Top Lacy Podi with a friend of mine called Kamna. That was also a fun piece that I really enjoyed. I also enjoyed Husna Swana. That was a really fun piece to do and also to perform. And also Akhyon Se Goli Mare. I feel like these would be like 4 or 5 that I can just think of. Yeah.
We'll link, you can definitely find all of these on his YouTube and Instagram, which we'll link both in the description below. So definitely go and subscribe and follow to him so you can see a lot of amazing dance content. But yeah, so I think along with career, like pursuing a career in the arts versus like engineering or business is a huge stigma, especially in India. So how did you tackle that stigma of like yourself? Because it's, I mean, as you said like earlier, initially all of us have that internalized mindset that okay, this is going to be a hobby. But like, how did you kind of go towards like kind of okay, I can actually pursue this as a career now?
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. I think like the whole stigma still exists. It was even bigger back then, but I think with the advent of technology and social media and digital platforms being available, it's slowly reducing. And I think dance as a career is slightly more acceptable to the
Right.
Indian society or Indian parents. I think the stigma still exists because of the risk that is attached to it, which is like the risk of financial stability and security. So
Yeah.
like, for example, like say like if you do some other job, which is also, you know, exciting for a few of them, like a consulting job, or if you choose to become a doctor, or if you choose to become, I don't know, maybe, you know, like maybe an engineer, right? Most of these careers have a systematic process of what you should do to be successful, right? If you do
Okay.
XYZ, if you're trained in and if you're trained in ABC, there is there's a high chance that you will be able to secure a job that pays you XYZ, right? So I feel there's a systematic process of that. But with art, or like in like any art space, there is no process. And I feel like there is no process like, oh, you need to train for these many years and at this academy, or like, you know, have these skills to become a successful artist. Sometimes people who have zero training can also, you know, be thriving the space completely.
Right.
So I feel like there's a risk of financial security that's attached to it, and also there's a risk of stability, which means like, you know, what is the right procedure to really go through, or what's the right process to really go through for you to be able to, actually build a name for yourself in this
Right.
industry. So I feel like that stigma still attached. For me, I feel my parents didn't really have a problem with what I did. They just were worried that I should be financially secure. I should be able to build a family myself, raise a family myself, buy my own home, like take care of children, etc. And I think that's what they were worried about the most. The number of times my dad has asked me to join his business is ridiculous. Till date, he sent me an offer literally last night, being like, "Why don't do some consulting for my online business?" And I'm like, "That's impossible. It's not happening." So I feel like the only way to combat that was to show them that this is realistic. Like this is possible. This is making money, and this is going to help me survive in the future. So I think once my parents saw things coming to life, my words being converted into actions, I think that's when they started believing a little bit more that, okay, what he's doing, this is what he should be doing and nothing else.
Right.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think additionally, just with the rise of social media and like Instagram, it's been a lot easier, in my opinion, maybe for creatives to be accepted further, because you're putting it out there and you're seeing the results really quickly. So like, I think that's awesome. Like, because you post your videos on Instagram and you get so many views, and I'm sure that's something you can show your parents, like, look, people are looking, people are commenting, like, this is what I'm doing, this is my profession. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
No, that's
and
true.
then,
And
yeah, go ahead.
Sometimes, yeah, I've also had my conversation with my dad. My dad's like, okay, all these followers, all these views, so what? Where's the check coming in? And I'm like, but dad, this is not like your business, where you buy something for 5 rupees and sell something for 10 rupees and 50% is a profit. This is not like how you work things out. In like the artist space, the way the money comes is very different. But having a sense of credibility on social media really helps you to push that career forward one notch higher. So
Right.
I think like once he understood how the money really comes, I think like okay, cool. I'll give you 5 lakhs or like 500,000 rupees tomorrow. I'll invest in your Instagram content, whatever, make videos every day. So I think like that's when he was a little more convinced that, okay, this could be a money making career.
Yeah,
Right.
I understand. I think even with my parents, they kind of want to know and they want to make sure, like, they want to see the end product before you even get there. So I totally understand. But and then just going off of that, like, what advice can you give to somebody who's considering being a creative but is discouraged by the stigma and maybe discouraged by their family? Yeah.
I would just say just start. Just start. I feel like yeah, I think that's the biggest advice. Just start. Because I feel you don't sometimes you don't know what you are able to achieve without really doing things.
Right.
The more you think about it, the more self-doubt you'll really create. And I feel like
Mhm.
the more you, I feel like the more self-doubt is really created. There's something called beginner's dilemma. That's something that would really eat you up, where you feel like you need to know so many things, and like there's so many things to know about this space. There's so much to do. There's so much to train. There's so much to achieve, etc. That like that will give you anxiety, and that will stop you from starting something. So I feel like the answer is you don't need to know anything before you start. You just need to start something, and you will figure it out over time. And I feel like once you figure it out over time, you will see that you understand what you're good at. You understand what's good about you as an artist, what differentiates you from other people, what are your values, and that will help you create a niche within yourself that will really help you thrive. So I feel like it's the journey of exploration you really take, of knowing who you are as an
Yeah.
artist, as a self person. And then like I think that journey of exploration really helps you create that niche for yourself and then kill it completely. So the advice is don't think, just start, just do. Yeah.
I think that's just really good advice, because all the opportunities which you don't take are essentially opportunities which you're missing out on. So it's important to kind of take every opportunity as it comes to you and make the best of it, and then maybe it can take you where you hope to go. I think we spoke about this a bit earlier, but like you spoke about like having a public platform now. So having a public platform comes with the responsibility of like, because there's going to be a lot of people following, especially in India. A lot of children who have Instagram, like about not children, like teenagers who have Instagram, they follow you as like an inspiration. And you've spoken about, like, I mean, you have been very open on your Instagram about your fitness journey when you had COVID back in, I think, a few months back. So, and you always try to kind of maintain like an attitude of motivation and positivity on your profile when you are putting up content over there. So, how do you kind of maintain a positive attitude and kind of continue to be a good influence for your followers?
Um, Honestly, I think the answer is just like be yourself, right? Or I feel like also know the purpose of why you create on Instagram. So I feel I've seen a lot of creators who would create simply because they want to become famous, or simply because they feel becoming famous will give them a lot of money, like as they see all these big influencers making money through brands.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like that's not the answer. I feel the answer really is like understanding why you create and who you're really creating it for.
Right.
So I feel like for me, my biggest purpose is to inspire and empower as many people as possible. So I feel I use to create a lot of different dance videos that um, try to do something different, try to put a creative element in every video, um, and you hopefully that really inspires people. But at the same time, also I feel I try to add a lot of value, or like try to see if you can add a lot of value to people's life by giving them some tips, by motivating them some way or the other. There's like a post I did about like three things I learned about weight loss, or there's a post I did about COVID, or there's a post I did about what are the three things I really needed to convert my passion to profession. So I feel like I try to do these little lifestyle posts that really help people or give insights to like what it really takes to like reach where you are, like actually thrive in this industry. So I feel like that's like my purpose with creating, and oftentimes the result just comes. Sometimes you
Right.
don't really think about the result. Till date, I don't really know what's the total number of views on all my videos, or like comments or likes, because that's something that people forget after 24 hours. But what people really remember is the kind of impact you really make on them, and have you really left a positive feeling, or like have they felt uplifted after watching your content, right? So I feel like if you know your purpose, and oftentimes, for Instagram, it's mainly catered to either entertainment or adding value. So I feel
Right.
like if you can entertain your audience, or you can add value to your audience, that's when your audience will really stick with you, and like that's when they'll be really influenced with you, like in a
Mm-hmm.
very positive. So I feel I try to do the same, and like the purpose never changes. It just stays the same everywhere.
I think that's really good advice, because even for our podcast itself, when we are putting out content, I think one thing which we haven't done, and I think I'm really happy about, is that we're not looking at how many views or like comments or anything we're getting. We're just putting out content because I think with the hope that it helps someone in the future or right now. We
Right.
both are in the job search process, and I think we know for a fact how tough networking for is and was for us in the past. And I think, as we said in the beginning, that we wanted to make a knowledge base for kind of helping out people. So I think it's really good advice that instead of thinking about what the result outcome is, just enjoy the moment and kind of put in what you enjoy. Because I think if you're enjoying, and like especially for dance, like I think for me, when I used to dance for Zamana, it was basically like I wanted to enjoy myself and take a break from like classes and all the stress classes and everything. And because we enjoyed, we were able to give a good performance on stage, and we were having fun with our team. We were having fun with just like dancing, which is a kind of an activity which I personally love to do. So I think that's really good advice over there.
Yeah, I like what you just said. But I was gonna say I appreciate that you kind of talked through that too, because so I make all the content for Instagram, and I go in with the same kind of attitude where I'm just like, it doesn't really matter who likes this or who comments or anything. As long as they're getting some kind of use out of the post that I'm making, that's all that matters. Like putting positivity and good tips and good advice into the world. I think that's all that should matter. Because when you think about it, when you think about who's liking it, why am I not getting likes, why am I not getting follows, it gets stressful. Instead of enjoying what you're doing, it starts becoming like competition with yourself, and it might be a little stressful that way. So
Yeah.
I really appreciate what you're saying here.
Lovely.
So I think again you're talking about this keeping a regular stream of content and like being active brings about burnout because you're probably doing a lot of things going around you. So how do you deal with burnout and even imposter syndrome? Because I think sometimes you're like, oh my God, like am I in the right place for stuff? So how do you deal with that?
Honestly, just take a break. I feel like it's if you don't feel self-doubt throughout like your artist career, you've probably not done it long enough. And I feel at some point in your life you will have self-doubt, actually not just as an artist but even as an entrepreneur, as like someone who's just doing a regular job as well. I feel like that sense of self-doubt will always exist. So I feel like the way I cope with it is, okay, just take a break, because it's important to kind of tune yourself out so you can let your mental being be stable, and you're not always just flow creative juices through it. I also feel like disconnecting from creativity also allows me to be inspired by new creative ideas. So I feel like that's also one thing that I always keep in mind. I feel taking a break is the best way to do it. Sometimes when you take a break, coming back is like the hardest thing ever, and coming back to form is like a really hard thing ever, because now the self-doubt is even more. It's like, oh damn, like, can I achieve, or can I do, or can I create what I used to create maybe a month ago, or like maybe 2 months ago, maybe a year ago. And I feel at that point of time, what I do is I just look back at my old videos. I feel everyone has a different way to cope up with it, but my coping mechanism is just looking back at my old videos and just seeing what people have to say, read the comments, and I feel like just see what people really have to say, right? And like realize that what you've done in the past has been an impact on people, and now you just got to go do it again. And I feel like that first push is, I think my first push comes from the audience itself. And I feel like I'm really blessed to have a very, very, very supportive and lovable audience. So I feel my push comes from them. And once I read the comments, look back at old videos, look back at other people's videos, and I feel like look back at what other people are creating, I think that also pushes me to get up and create more. So I feel like it's a combination of taking a break and then finding a way to like rejuvenate, and then like coming back strong by like being self-inspired or inspired by other creative sources.
Yeah, I think I definitely go through that process, both of us. And then so you've talked a little bit about self-doubt and how you kind of look out into your audience to kind of get rejuvenate, like you're seeing that you're positively impacting them, and that helps you get back on top of things. So like in your experience with your career and just life in general, have you had any influences that have kind of helped you throughout your career path and just life?
Yeah, I think almost every single person I follow on Instagram has been someone who makes a difference to my life. So I feel like usually I try to follow those people whose work I really enjoy without expecting them to follow me back, because that's like another whole topic of its own. but I feel like every single person I do follow has inspired me in a certain way or the other, and the content they create is absolutely unreal, right? Whether it's people like who've built a very strong, credible presence in the dance content space on Instagram/YouTube, or people who like, or even people who are just starting out. So I feel like all kinds of people I really try to pull inspiration from, and I feel like beyond those as well, I also try to look into entrepreneurs or self-growth content creators. Some of them like Jay Shetty, this guy called Vishen Lakhiani, who has an education startup in Malaysia. There's also Simon Sinek, who's a leadership coach, who also creates some really epic content. Gary Vee, and I feel like to an extent, all what they say as well allows me to build Junior J2 as a brand over time, or allows me to take this entrepreneurial journey and really combine the entrepreneurial leadership side of things to dance and content in a way. So I feel like beyond just dancers, there are also other people like who really make a difference, and some of these are like like really well-known self-growth influencers in like the content space as well.
So how do you see the world of dance like changing in the next few years?
It's so unpredictable because who knew social media was going to be a career? I didn't know social media was going to be my career. This is my full-time job. It's 5 years ago, you like, no one would ever expect me like, oh, so what do you do? I do Facebook. At that time Facebook was big, right? Like, oh, I do Facebook. Like now it's like, oh, I'm an Instagram, I'm a YouTuber, right? So I feel like this career is only developed in the past 4 to 5 years. And it's only becoming bigger. I honestly don't know where it's going to go because honestly, you don't know where entertainment takes you. You don't know how quick technology is going. If I really had to predict, I feel AR and VR are going to play a huge role in dance eventually. Who knows? Maybe I could be teaching dance to someone's, like someone in Mexico in their living room while still being in India, right? Like I don't know who knows, maybe like you might be wearing VR glasses and attending someone's class in like, I don't know, like Azerbaijan for all it takes. And like, just like going to some different person's class in LA at like one of the best studios there, but while still being in Brazil. I don't know, like I'm just trying to think like the world is going to get a lot closer. And as the world gets closer with technology, I think dance as a medium is also going to come closer together. How it comes, I really don't know, but I feel technology is going to be the way things change in the future.
Yeah. I think also like the pandemic has definitely changed a lot, and technology has become much more advanced than it was, I think, even a year ago now. So I think a lot of people shifted to Zoom classes. Like I attended one of Team Nach back in last year. So even I think they had a complete different setup for online classes, and I couldn't do that when I hadn't gotten the opportunity to attend one of the classes because I haven't been to Bombay in a couple of years now. So right. I think technology has just advanced a lot in the past year, especially.
You're right. It's so unpredictable, and life is unpredictable now. I feel we live in this world of opportunities, and you don't know when an opportunity arises, right? And sometimes COVID is also an opportunity for so many people, for traders, for dancers, for people shifting to online platforms. You honestly don't know where the world is heading.
Yeah, so kind of just going off of the pandemic and everything like that, do you have advice or any tips for somebody who's kind of maybe feeling like their dance career is on pause because you can't necessarily go in person to do dance classes? I know there's a lot of YouTube, like you make your videos, and I know Ankit does like some Bollywood workouts. Like, do you have advice for somebody who just wants to keep continuing even during the pandemic?
I feel just do it at home, because or just find some space, where you could, like be in your own zone as an artist or as a student or as a teacher, and really find a way to connect with other people in the dance community. I think training should never stop. And also like maybe watching dance content should never stop, because that's how you grow. I grow by training and watching dance content, whether it's for like growing as a dancer, improving technique, getting creative ideas, etc., or like being influenced with choreography. I think that's how I grow, and like that's happening sitting on the same seat I'm sitting on right now. So I feel like there's always room to find a way to make things work if you really are motivated to make it work.
There's so many like Zoom classes now too that people do, even like because I work out a lot, so there's a lot of Zoom workouts. It's pretty awesome to see that.
So we spoke about this slightly earlier, but you spoke about how you're influenced by like the people you follow on Instagram, and you had a lot of collaboration with many talented dancers and artists. Has it been like we kind of spoke about your favorite choreography earlier? Any favorite collaborations for you?
I would say if it's a male dancer, my favorite collaboration has been with Chinmay, who's also called the wardrobe engineer, also a really, really, really dear friend of mine, probably one of my first and bestest friends from like the dance content space. I think so far we've done about 4 videos, and the previous back-to-back videos have all hit 1 million views. So there's something about creating with him that really changes like the outcome. And sometimes we don't even think about the outcome, but I think what I've realized is if your vibe is epic with the person, and if you're going to have a good time creating with them, the outcome is bound to be good. And I feel that's what I really focus on whenever it's collaborating with someone. And Chinmay is one of the people who I really connect with on that level. And the other one, I would say from a female dancer, I would say it would be Iman. No, she's also based in LA. I feel like, again, like, we just connect on a level where I'm not sure I've connected with someone else yet. I think like because we just have same goals, same ideas, very like I think we're also on the same wavelength when we try to create something,
Right.
and we also want a particular product, a particular outcome when we create something. So I feel like that process really becomes enjoyable to do together. So I would say with like Iman and Chinmay, the two best collaborations I've ever had, and I've always want to keep collaborating.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, do you have like anybody in mind for a dream collaboration for the future?
Yeah, Nora Fateh.
Oh my God, she's amazing. Yeah,
Nora Fateh.
I love her.
I would drop everything I have and go dance with Nora Fateh. If she's ever listening to this podcast, which I hope in 1 in a million chances happens, I would request her, please come collab with me. Yeah, Nora. Yeah, I think Nora Fateh would be the ultimate dream collab.
I'll be sure to tag her. I love her too.
Please
She's
tag her
amazing. So
Yeah.
So what's next for you? Like, I mean, you have a strong base on Instagram and YouTube now. So what's next for you? Like, what dream are you manifesting for the future now?
Yeah, so I think there are two things that are happening simultaneously. The first one is just continue building your Instagram army. Just keep on going and building it, and just finding sustainable ways to keep on creating content. And I think the next thing would be is also an opportunity in Bollywood. I think that's primarily why I moved to India as well, because content can be made anywhere in the world. I could technically be traveling all around the world and make content.
Yeah.
But the reason I chose to be in Bombay is so I can be close to the Bollywood industry. The dream is to act in movies or choreograph for movies, and I feel like those are two things I really want to find a way to make it happen some way or the other. Yeah.
that's
While I'm creating content, I'm hustling my ass off to try to make sure that I can navigate my way through Bollywood at some point in my life.
That's so exciting. I really
Yeah.
wish all the best for you, and I'm excited one day maybe to watch your choreography or even you in a movie. That would be awesome.
It's really admirable. I think that you did kind of take that, like as we said earlier, it's really admirable that you took that risk and that you are pursuing your dreams, which I don't think a lot of people have that courage. So it's extremely admirable. And thank you so much for, I think, talking to our listeners about it, because I think it'll hopefully whoever's listening will get more motivation to actually do what they hope to do in the future as well.
Yeah.
Hope so too. Likewise, mutual feelings.
And then just kind of to wrap things up, where can our listeners reach out to if they have any questions or they want to learn more about your journey?
Instagram. I feel I'm very active on Instagram. I always reply to as many people as I can, and if it's a work email, I will definitely reply. Or if it's a work message or something, I will definitely reply 100%.
Okay, we'll be sure to add the links to the descriptions of all these posts.
Thank you so much for again joining us today. I think it's an amazing conversation which we had, and I'm extremely excited to put this episode out there.
I was just saying thank you so much. I really appreciate our conversation.
No, thank you so much for inviting me. I'm super excited this happened. It's been a while since we did a podcast, or like since I did a podcast, and like this has definitely been very refreshing. So many details, so many questions, and like so many cool insights that allowed me to like refresh memories back from the past. So thanks so much for like taking me back over there, and like thanks so much for bringing me on board. I think this was super fun.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
thank you to our listeners for continuing to support us. Okay, bye everyone.
Bye.